Somebody asked me if I would review Poor Things, and the Oscars are tomorrow, so I wanted to watch it before tomorrow. And God, y'all, that's the weirdest movie I've ever seen. I was not prepared for Poor Things. Now I know why everybody was going, you got to do Poor Things. It's the weirdest movie I've ever seen. But I love Emma Stone. She should win an Oscar for this. Good Lord. William Dafoe was wonderful. So was Mark Ruffalo. He played an awful person, but he was good in it. It starts out with just shock and confusion. And then you get to really total confusion. And then you're like, okay, horror. And then she goes on her journey, and then you start having admiration and how she grows, and it's kind of amazing. And then you get happiness and joy, and then there's anger again, and in the very end we come back to joy and happiness. Now here comes the spoiler part. It starts out at the beginning of the movie, it's black and white, so you're like, oh, this is weird. William Dafoe has like all these scars on his face like a Frankenstein monster, and you're like, what's up with that dude? And he lives in this house, and there's animals. There's like a chicken dog and a duck pig, and there's all these animals that have been fused together. And you find out that Bella, the woman committed suicide, and she was pregnant, and William Dafoe took out the baby's brain and put it in her brain. And so now she's this, adult woman, but with a baby brain, and she's got to learn how to walk, and she never learns how to walk right, y'all. And at some point she's just learning all new words, and she's learning about her body. And one day she discovers her hoo-ha. And that it feels good, and that it feels good if you put apples and cucumbers and vegetables up inside it. Well, I was not prepared for fruit and veg up it. She ends up working in a whorehouse. And to me, that was like the best, sweetest part of the whole movie. The madam was the most wise woman, and she has a friend there, and she's making her own money, and I don't know, the whorehouse seemed to be like a high point in my book. Then she goes back, and she finds out that she had been married to her before she committed suicide. She was married to this guy, and he interrupts the wedding to the scientist dude. And then she finds out he was awful, and she figures out why she jumped off a bridge. And at the end, William Dafoe dies, and it's sad. And then she puts a goat's brain inside her ex-husband's head, and he's a goat now. It's the weirdest movie ever. My advice is this is probably a, 3 to 4 glass of wine movie. It's just super weird. The photography's weird. It's shot like in a fisheye lens for a while, and then it's black and white, now it's color. But what I liked about it was her character growing, and as she grew, she became stronger and smarter, and she knew where she was in the world. She fought the patriarchy and won. She turned him into a goat. Poor Things. Weirdest movie ever.